I'm Dr. Ryan DeBell from The Movement Fix. This is Movement Fix Monday, and this week we're going to talk about part 2 in the series on shoulder centration in the Turkish get-up. If you didn't watch part 1, make sure to go check it out. I'll put the link in the description of this video as well as lower in the blog post. So go make sure to watch that so you understand the context of what we're talking about. But let's continue for part 2. And parts 1 and 2 are about the down arm or the closed chain and the kinetic chain. And part 3 and 4 we'll talk about the open chain, the up arm. But let's continue with where we left off. So we started obviously on the back. We went to position 1. And then position 2, and now we're going to look at positions 3 and 4. So I like to do a high bridge in the Turkish get-up, which means going from the sitting position up into this bridge, bringing the hips up as high as possible. Now what you'll find in the person who doesn't centrate their shoulder here is they'll be rolled in like this, or they'll be here, their waist will be down, and I want that bridge up as high as possible. And in order to do that, you can see how twisting and untwisting my shoulder automatically makes me go up and down. And so I want to be in this position where I feel all this stuff through here working rather than just hanging into my shoulder and pushing my arm up into the top of my shoulder. And so I'm actively pushing up. You can kind of think about twisting your elbow pit rather than pointing this way, pointing that way, and just kind of going in and out of this position. The way that I really like to work this though is going from the sitting position, bridging up, hitting the position, getting comfortable there, coming back down nice and slow. A lot of times, again, like I said last week, for people with shoulder pain, yes, they may have muscles that need to be rolled out, but a lot of times they need more strength around the shoulder, and going slow is a really good way to learn how to control your body on this closed chain right here. So being here, again, going straight up, and I may spend several minutes or do 10, 15 reps thinking about this as a strength drill versus what most people want to do in the Turkish get-up, which is go really fast. So I may spend a long time on going from one position to the other rather than thinking about working on the Turkish get-up as going from all the way down to all the way up, all the way down. You may need to work on the steps. So position 2 is here, position 3 up here, and now this next move that we're going to do to get to the 4th position is going to be bringing your leg through like this. And then ultimately what I want is I want your hand, the knee, and the foot to be in one line. So if you drew a straight line like this, these 3 points are on that line. And so the important part here is, again, not being here, but being pushed away like this, where you actually feel yourself actively holding this position through the arm. And then I will work on the transition from the bridge to being in that line, trying to hold my shoulders strongly and pushing into the ground as I create this movement. Now, if this is too hard for you, you may just have to work on this for a while until you get the strength to get into this position. Now, you could do it just by totally lifting yourself off like that, or you can slide this foot as sort of a regression until you can get here. And so just working back and forth, as you can tell, it gets you out of breath quick, but going back and forth like that in the position where we're here actively supporting that shoulder is a great way to work the strength through the obliques, through the shoulder itself, some of the scapular muscles, etc. That's a great way to work on centration under load in a closed chain to get your shoulder more supported rather than just rolling on the shoulder, but actually building strength. So once you're up here, you go to position 4, then what you're going to want to do is just slide this hand to your knee, come up. Now this arm's sort of out of the equation, so we don't have anywhere else to really go for part 2 because, well, this arm's just floating. So make sure when you go through those steps, you're going slow and controlled and smooth. You're trying to work on the control of your shoulder, not how fast you can do a Turkish get-up. So it's a different way of thinking about it. And so what we're going to look at next time for part 3 is we're going to start looking at what to do with the upper arm, or the arm that's up, holding the kettlebell to try to get better control there. It's an open chain. There's more stuff going on. The down arm is firmly planted on the ground, so it's going to be a little bit more crazy up here. But make sure you own that bottom arm position before we start working on the top arm. And make sure you don't use weight until you can control it without weight. So that's what I got for you guys for this week. Hey, if you don't already like the Facebook page, make sure to go to facebook.com/themovementfix. Follow me there. Follow me on Instagram at The Movement Fix, and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. See you guys next week.